Hungary last year. Finished 8th in the tally at the end of that one. In this time, she's competing for gold. She's been the U23 Asian champion in Vietnam from last year. Bayanova is someone who's been on a tear today, ripping her way through the draw, especially in her semi-final, in which she took out India's Muskan 12-1, and she's looking to do exactly the same from the off here against Muskan's compatriot, Prajapat.
Bayanova did a great job in that semifinal. You talked about the technical fall that she picked up, but she did it in such dominant fashion. She did it quickly as well. She didn't wait around. Extremely offensive, loves to attack. And most wrestlers are afraid to get tired. And with Bayanova, there is zero fear in her wrestling. That is what I love about her.
Victories against Kendra Ryan of the USA earlier in the day. Also Miyu Nakamura of Japan defeated. So she's been taking out wrestlers from top tier nations. Now looking to add another Indian scalp. In here, fireman's carry, sends it to the ground.
Wow. I mean, to only be 2 points, a lot of work for 2 points, but either way, it was beautiful. You can't script it better. Came up, and it was all with that right hand. She started by going first with a quick snap down to Prajapat's right side, and then from there, she came back up to the right side and then snuck her hand to the high crotch, came up to her feet, and got her head across the back, flared those feet out, and it was nearly 4. But Prajapat, smart to belly down there and not give up that 4.
Those extra 2 points added with the next attack rather than with the initial. Although it's being reviewed and being played out on the screens, we can see it at the back here. And she did well in the air, Prajapat, to not be turned and exposed on her back. But then there was the turn here, and that, I think, is what is being looked at.
But it's just, this is sacrifice. This is what wrestling is. Sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do. And Prajapat, what she had to do was stick her forehead in the mat and just give up the 2. If you don't do it, you're going to give up the 4. So the hips will follow where the head goes. You put your head down, get it to the mat as quickly as possible. Keep your hips flat. And you just hope that the referees hold up that 2 rather than the 4.
The challenge is lost, however, by Prajapat, so Bayanova with an extra point.
Yeah, that was a questionable challenge for me. I don't know if where the coaching staff was sitting, they didn't see it, but it looked like a clear 2 to me. And let's get back to watching this right hand of Bayanova. This is where she puts so much emphasis on this right hand, and she does so. Didn't need it.
Prajapat gets 2 now.
Yeah, Bayanova went for the headlock to try and go big. And it looks like they're going to go slip throw, which she'll still hold that 5-0 lead.
Driven out for an extra one. She's moving at such a fast pace, Bayanova, in everything she does. Hand movements, feet movements, frenetic energy. Eric, how might Prajapat use that against Bayanova?
The pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure is, if I were to wrestle someone who is pressuring in, you'd want to make sure that you're attacking. You start with the high side. So you go elbow passes, arm drags, snap downs. You get there if you can't get to the leg, because that's the issue right now, is she cannot get to the legs. So, but at some point, you have to get out of your own way and take a risk here, because you're down 6-0, and it's going to take a lot to get back in this match, so you have to start with a risk somewhere. I don't think you do it this late in the period, but what I would be telling her in the corner is, period number 2, we need something out of you right off the whistle. Go out there and set the tone for the rest of the second period.
Otherwise, Zeinep BAYANOVA will be etching her name against her first international gold medal. Picked up bronze medals at plenty of Asian championships and age grade events, and also the Islamic Solidarity Games last year. That was at 53 kilos, however, down at 50. She's looking so quick as well as powerful.
Good start to the period. That's what you want to see. Be aggressive. Show some strength. She's just lightning quick. Uber impressive.
Leg lace with the head in between here can be so devastating, but not quite tying it up with enough tension on Prajapat.
This is truly impressive. To not have any fear out there and to be wrestling the way she is. She's so quick. This is someone who you put on the radar for rising stars in the making right here.
But such a turnaround from 2 weeks ago in Croatia, where she lost her first encounter 12-2 to Smirnova.
But this is where the coaches come in and say, hey, why are we practicing? If you're going to go out there and you're not going to wrestle, why even practice? Why are we coming here? We're all wasting our time. If you're not going to go out there and take risk and be willing to actually chase something for the country, because you are wearing the Kazakh flag and you need to be proud that you're doing that, and we need you to go out there and sacrifice. And that's not what she did in Zagreb. It was just, so they needed to flip her fortunes, and whatever they said worked, I'll tell you that. Because it is a completely different wrestler, and you just have to build the confidence. You just have to let her know that you are good enough to compete with these guys, with these other women.
Points coming, and maybe the final points coming. There we go, the big gut wrench to her left-hand side, and the form maintained all the way through to the end. Never tiring. The engine on Zeinep BAYANOVA can now slow down, but right from her first bout today to this evening's contest, she has been fitter and faster.